people have sought refreshing things. Wherever refreshment could be found, there men gathered. In colonial America, the favorite gathering place was the local inn, with its welcome promise of drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry, lodging for the weary, and good keeping for horses.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my show. This is Mario, and today I will be talking about an incredibly amazing place that I went to, which kind of opened me back up to the paranormal several years back. Went to this amazing, awesome, humongous mansion. It was a abandoned mansion. It was a little bit of a ballsy, kind of just a crazy thing I did a couple years back, but really don't regret it. It was pretty damn amazing, and it just completely opened me up to the paranormal again. Anyways, want to say hey, what's up? I want to say a big hello to all my close friends and family that are back in South Florida and Miami. Miss you guys. Speaking of which, actually, I'm planning on maybe taking a little trip, and I want to go check out the famous little doll that's hanging out in Key West. That is Robert the Doll. If you guys haven't heard of him, check him out. Robert the Doll, pretty spooky doll that it's said that it moves by itself. A lot of cool things about that. You know what? And if I do go there, definitely I'll come back and I'll share my evidence with you guys. So it is definitely a trip that's in the works, and I'm thinking about doing soon. Anyways, I just want to welcome you guys back. Thank you so much for joining me. I see that I'm getting a lot of new listeners, so that's great. I mean, makes it really does give me that really good feeling that just lets me know that there's people out there interested in the topics I'm going over, and just the cool experiences that I've been through. Thank you guys. Thanks for listening to my show, and I hope you like this one. This particular experience that I'm going to share with you was a little on the edge, a little crazy, but it was worth it. And kind of brought those old feelings of when I was a teenager, playing Ouija board and experiencing a bunch of crazy things in my old house. Those feelings kind of came back. The rush came back, and just the everything that comes along with the paranormal kind of just came back to me when I visited this place. It opened me up again to just getting back and rediscovering the other side. And everything that's involved in everything that's involved in trying to figure out the other side, and it was just amazing. This place, I mean, just walking up to it alone is pretty breathtaking. And once you go in there, you really feel like you just go back in time. You feel like you just went in through a time warp. This beautiful, immense, breathtaking building sits at 1,700 square feet. It has an entry hall, a paneled library, a living room. It has a kitchen, which is huge. It's large enough for commercial restaurant equipment. It's got a breakfast room, a dining room. It has a second dining room that seats up to 75 people, paneled with carved ceilings and moldings. It also has a fireplace carved with white European marble, which I did see that, and a sterling silver chandelier. It also has a solarium with high ceilings, a fish pond, which I did take some pictures of that as well. It's supposed to have 2 oil murals. I didn't really see that. Additional solarium. It's got an additional solarium on the far side of the port. Coachera built for a wedding for his daughter, where a ceremony took place. 7 bedrooms, including 2 masters, each with a carved marble fireplace, which is beautiful. It's actually still there if you go there. The second master was used as a sitting room after the addition of the music room in 1925 due to the presence of the balcony, which overlooked the music room. So that's what that was. I remember being there. I did see the. I actually walked out to the balcony, which is it's amazing. It's breathtaking. There's this beautiful little balcony, which actually sits in the house. And it overlooks, which I thought originally it was a living room or some kind of ballroom, but it basically it looks, from what I'm reading here, looks like it was a music room There was also another pond in the back courtyard that is still there. Of course, it's empty. It's got a ballroom. It's a huge room on the 3rd floor, painted in gold leaf with access by stairs, and a bathroom with 3 showers, 3 sinks and 3 toilets. Not sure if I saw that. Basement, including a large walk-in safe, and I think I saw that when I was there. Can't remember, but there's a bunch of stuff in there. I mean, it's the coolest place in the world. Red tile roof, which has been replaced with asphalt for the home's protection, and copper gutters. I'm actually getting this off just so I can throw it out there. Just getting this off Wikipedia. I was there, but if I give you my explanation, it'll be a rough explanation. I prefer to just go to a source that has some details, and I can give you guys the full details of this place. But anyways, yeah, I got this off Wikipedia. I'm going to post, I already have a few pictures on my website, but I'm going to post some more, which I found. Pictures that I took inside the building and outside the building. Also, what it doesn't show here, which I remember, I also went there. It's got a big old greenhouse, which is on the side of the house. It's got 2 greenhouses. It's got one greenhouse in the back, which I think the people at Emory University still use that. It's a huge greenhouse in the back. When I was there, I did see some college students kind of walking around. I don't know if they still go back there and do projects, but it's still there. And then on the side of the building, there is another greenhouse which is connected to the house, and it almost looks like it's like a driveway that goes next to the house, and then there's a greenhouse right next to it. This place is huge. It's beautiful. Even now that it's in ruins. I mean, not total ruins, but hopefully it never gets to that point. But it's pretty beat up. It's pretty rough because it's been sitting there for, I think it's been sitting there probably for about 20 years without really anything been doing. And not much has been done to it. Couple of movies were actually filmed there. There's 2 that really stick out. Actually, my bad. One was a movie. They used part of that mansion for, what the heck is the name of that movie? There you go. Road Trip. They used Road Trip with, I don't know if you guys know who Tom Green is. Hilarious dude. I used to follow him back in the 90s. Some people think he's kind of weird, but for me, he was a pretty funny guy. But yeah, Tom Green was there and a couple other people. They filmed Road Trip there, a part of Road Trip. I think it's the part where they go to the sorority house. And also, pretty cool, it's one of my other favorite series, which I followed for a while, and that's Vampire Diaries. They filmed a part there where, I know it was Klaus, who was known as he was one of the originals. So if you follow Vampire Diaries, I know they have now the new series, which is the originals. So I know Klaus is part of one of the original vampires, supposedly, and he was... there was a part they filmed in the Briarcliff mansion where it was Klaus and his family, and also it was him, very sexy actress that was there with him. Claire Holt is her real name, and that was Rebecca. I don't know if you guys remember Rebecca. Anyways, it was a pretty cool little scene. If you can look back, you might be able to find it. I'm not sure. I found this out probably like a few months after I went there. The building's awesome. I think that's the only reason actually they use it now is just to film movies there. They probably get a little bit of money on the side whenever there's a movie that needs to be filmed. But anyways, this building's amazing. I think I'm going to write a little email to one of my one of the people that I like to listen to. He's got his own podcast, and I think I'm going to shoot him an email. I would love to see the Ghost Adventures crew go over there and check it out. That'd be awesome. I mean, this place is huge. I don't even think I got to really investigate the full thing, and I was there about 2.5 hours. This building also, guys, it's got a tunnel. There's also a tunnel. I don't know. A couple years ago, I think I did see something where somebody actually got into the tunnel. In the mansion, if you go down to like the first floor, we actually found an elevator, and it looks like that elevator goes down. The elevator was completely out of service. I mean, it was basically the doors were bolted shut. I don't even know if you can access that, but there's an elevator that goes down, and it goes to a tunnel, and supposedly this tunnel goes all the way to Emory, which is Emory University. The university is basically right across the parking lot from this building, which is pretty interesting. I mean, you could actually see Emory. I would say, I don't know. It's maybe about 200 meters from the building. It's not too far away, but anyways, I mean, it's super cool. This place definitely has a lot of secrets to it. We found there was a couple things over there that were really just made you scratch your head, and just kind of, it just made me wonder what the hell was going on here. For a little while, they used it for mental health research, and I'm guessing this is why this was there. But we did find an area that had a double mirror, one of those. It's a glass. It's basically on one side there was a small little office. On the other side, that looked like there was some kind of an interrogation room. So in the interrogation room, if you look at the big window, it looks like a mirror. It looks like you're looking at a mirror. And then it's one of those style interrogation rooms, just like you see on TV. So we spotted one of those. There was also stretchers there. There were stretchers there as well, wheelchairs. So it's kind of weird, because if they were doing research here and it was a mental health place, I wonder what kind of mental health research they were doing. But whatever was going on, definitely it's an active place, extremely active place. I hate to say it, but I would even say this place was way more active than Waverly Hills was. Maybe just the night that I went to Waverly Hills, it just might have been asleep that night. Spirits might just not have felt like really doing much, or just, who knows? Who knows what goes on with the other realm? Nobody really knows. But I did see, like I did at Waverly Hills, I did see actually, it seemed to me almost like a full-bodied apparition was trying to form right in front of me at the Briarcliff mansion. And this was happening in the music room. Basically, we were looking up, walking down the ballroom. I was looking around, but one of the people that were with us did happen to look up. Basically, they tapped me, and they asked me if I wanted to see a ghost. So I did look up. I looked straight up. Started, basically, it didn't really take much effort, but there was it looked like a little tornado. At first, it looked like a little tornado of a bunch of fireflies spinning, and then it basically formed what looked to be almost like a woman apparition, which was pretty cool. It was amazing. It kind of stayed stationary, but it was kind of floating around. It was floating in that same spot that it was in. Again, it looked like a bunch of little fireflies kind of spinning around in a circle, but it did form. The formation of it, it almost looked like a lady with a cloak. So that was pretty cool. Caught some of the best EVPs I ever had over there. And sad to say, those EVPs, I know you guys are going to hate this, but the actual EVPs themselves, I have been struggling. I spent 2 days going through hard drives from my old computer. I've been trying to get those hard drives, transfer them over to another computer. The actual EVPs themselves, I can't find them. If I ever do find them, you guys will be the first to hear them. There was a few EVPs I caught, but I do have a lot of pictures. I'll look at my website. I think there's a couple pictures I posted there. One of them was of the fish pond, which is pretty big. It looks almost like a fountain with a thing that kind of comes out, and it looks kind of like I guess that was like a big ballroom with some kind of a fountain and a fish pond. But I took pictures of that. Somebody spray painted, which was kind of weird. I think they spray painted something like this fountain ran with blood or something like that. But anyways, it's in my pictures. That room actually was the last room that I was in before we set the alarm off. And I'm not sure how we set the alarm off unless there was motion detectors. But anyways, we were in that area. I did hear something in the distance, so some kind of siren going off. I alerted the person that was with me, and we basically had to beeline it out of there, which was no fun. We had to run all the way back across this immense, huge, humongous place. We had to go to the I guess it was a master bedroom, go to where the little balcony is, grab the camera of this person. I'm not going to say who it is, undisclosed, but they were just another investigator. We were together, and they grabbed their camera, dropped it, I think, because we were just hauling ass, and we just had to haul ass out of there. I mean, for those of you that have been stupid and crazy like me, and have actually gone into a abandoned location like this, if you set off an alarm, it's time to get the hell out of there. So, anyways, that place was incredible. There was one time where there was an area. This was actually close to the mental health area. There was a bunch of file cabinets. There was a bunch of files just scattered all over the floor. It looked like somebody actually came and just scattered papers and files everywhere of different patients. And one of the investigator I was with, she was picking up the paperwork, looking at some files, and on my digital recorder, you can hear it just as clear as day. You hear a voice come through, and it said, I'll try to imitate it, but it said something. I wish I had it so I could play it for you guys, but I'll do my best to imitate it. So, but you can hear a voice as clear as day that said, "Pay no mind to that." So it said, "Pay no mind to that." So, just by the actual the literature it was using, the way it spoke, it you can tell that it's kind of a proper, maybe an older, proper English was what it sounded like. So I remember catching that EVP. Also, the whole time we were there, from the moment we actually got in, I think it was like in the basement area. Probably just a few minutes after that, all you hear is just it sounded like, and it wasn't us because it would breathe over us, but it sounded like something that was just breathing over our shoulder. There was some moments where I was talking and you can hear the breath over me. I mean, you could just hear it as clear as day, and it was like right there. It was a creepy, creepy breath. It just sounded like it was walking over us. And the EVP that I caught also kind of matched with the breath. So I know for sure there was either something following us in there, or just it could have been Asa Candler, who was the person who the founder of that mansion, the owner of the mansion, the original owner. So I really love that place. The place is awesome. Going back to Asa Griggs, middle name Griggs Candler. He was the owner of the building. He was the original owner of the building. And let me look. I'll look here at the web, at the awesome web. And it looks like, let me see when he bought the place. See if it tells us here when he bought it. So it looks like the estate was built in 1922 on 42 acres. It says here Williams Mill Road would be renamed Briarcliff Road in the 1920s after the estate that Asa Jr. would build there. Okay. Anyways, the building also has, it had, and I just remember this just from when we investigated the place. He also had a zoo, his own little private zoo outside of the building. I remember reading somewhere that he had elephants. He had all types of different zoo animals. So I mean, this you can just imagine how big this place is. Dude, Zach, you got to get out there, man. That place is awesome. So I'm gonna shoot an email to someone and see if maybe who knows, maybe they can have a little special out there. So I was able to find most of the pictures that I took when I was out there, and half of these are on my website. The other half I'm gonna go ahead and post. One of them that's on my website, if you look at one of the pictures, you could see a fountain, which is like in a big, sort of like the ballroom area. You could see a fountain, and I caught these two ginormous orbs, and it almost looks like it's up against the wall. I did take multiple pictures of the same spot, so it's not like they were floating around. They were there 1 second, the next second they weren't, and it wasn't a bunch of orbs that would have been dust. These were just two perfectly defined orbs, with the organic type looking middle center. There is some definition to these orbs. I know some people aren't huge fans of orbs, but me neither, to be honest with you. But these actually look, there's something to these orbs that I caught. So took a bunch of pictures. There's still a lot of things in there. I know there's a super duper old water fountain. There's an old phone that's just sitting there in the middle of the music area, the music room. It looks like a 1940s, one of those old rotary phones. So this place also has a lot of floors. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to every single room, but we did find some rooms that actually had little rooms attached to it. There was this one room that had a small little door that you open it, and then it goes into like this other. It almost goes like into the roof, and that part of the roof looks like a little escape room or something like that. Pretty cool. Besides all the cool, just the amazing things that this building has to offer, and luckily it's still standing. It's still standing in pretty much its original condition, from what I saw a couple years back, and from what I've seen online. If you go on the internet, do a little research. I did a little reading, and it sounds like it's possibly still in the same condition. It hasn't really changed too much. So it's pretty, it's pretty incredible. We still have an old mansion. It's probably haunted by the spirits of the Candler family who originally resided there. It's probably haunted by some of the patients that stayed there. It was also a drug and alcohol. It looked like it was an intervention place for a little while. So, who knows? If somebody passed away there, they might still stick around. Why not? The place is awesome. Also was like I said earlier, it was also used for mental health research. So you never know. I mean, there could have been patients that were. I hate to say mistreated, but if you go back to the history of even let's just go back to Waverly Hills, and I just bring that up because that's one of the places that I investigated and I did a little research on, and it sounds like back in the day there was a lot of unusual type of research that was done. You never know. There could have been somebody that was picked and prodded there and could have passed away there, and their spirit still might be lingering in that place. But other than that, now I just want to highlight a little bit of the history of that place one more time, because I realized, guys, I didn't really go too much over the history in the beginning, but I wanted to give you guys the more of the exciting adventure that I went on when I went to that building. So, and again, that was years ago. So, hopefully, I can't really get in trouble for that now. It's been a long time, and I didn't really do anything. I didn't vandalize the place. Really respected the place 100%. as I think anybody that does any type of urban exploring or paranormal investigating does. Anybody that goes into any one of these old buildings, really, I mean, it's just common sense. Just respect the place, take care of it. Make sure you don't take anything from there. You just gotta be very respectful. So okay, a little ADHD. Sorry. Okay, so just going back to the history, and let me see. I'm gonna actually look online again. I did bring up this little article here. Well, you know what? I did read this, and I remember reading this here. But Candler, Mr. Asa Candler, amazing guy. Not only did he was one of the main shareholders of Coca-cola. He apparently, it sounds like he actually just bought the formula from John Pemberton, who was he was the one that came up with the taste, the formula, and he came up with Coca-Cola. So Candler definitely cashed in on that. Once he bought the shares off of that, I mean, I think that's one of the main things that made him a millionaire. And he built this house. He put everything into it. I mean, you could tell this guy put a lot into this mansion. It's got everything. It's got the whole 9 yards. One thing I forgot to mention was it also has, which is one room that I was not able to get into. This room is completely boarded off. Not only is it boarded off, it also had a humongous padlock on it. It's not right on the house. It's actually, there's a little cool little walkway. It's almost like a little, it looks like, how can I explain this? It's a walkway that's, I think it's like on the second or third floor. You go up there, and then there's a door, and it leads you through this sort of a walkway that kind of crosses, across. It looks like a small parking area, and then it goes into this other small little building. And from what I think for it looks, part of it looks like a carriage house. So if you guys are familiar with a carriage house, that's where people used to come with their horses, with the carriage and the horse, and they used to park it in there. So it looked like a carriage house, and then it also looks like almost like a small little apartment on top of that. And that is also right next to the house. Pretty amazing. I mean, this guy did wonders with this place. But what else was I reading? Let's go real quick. One little last tidbit, one small little piece of history I'm going to just go over. So Asa Candler was also the mayor for a little while. He was the mayor of Atlanta. I know his name is all over the place. The Candler Field Museum in Williamson, Georgia, it's been established to commemorate the original Candler Field at the Atlanta airport. The Candler Building on the northeast corner of East Pratt Street and Marketplace in eastern downtown Baltimore, it still retained its name. The brick industrial-styled building faces the waterfront of the basin. So it looks like in Baltimore Harbor, he did have a building as well. I mean, this guy's got buildings everywhere. He also in New York. I did read. I could not find the exact article, but I know in New York he also had a building that he had built over there as well. And in Atlanta, he's got. It looks like actually in 1906, he also built the Candler Building. And he had some company build it for him. It's getting kind of late at night, and my brain is kind of mush. But in Atlanta, looks like he also had a Candler Building, and it looks like in 1906 that was the tallest building in Atlanta. the Candler building, 17 stories high, at Peachtree and Auburn. Well, apparently, I guess this guy did have money before he even ran into John, was it Penderton? The Coca-Cola dude. So before he ran into him, he already had some money. But I guess with Coca-Cola, that's kind of his. That was his claim to fame, so to speak. I think that's what got his name really out there, nationwide. But definitely he did an amazing job with this one mansion. So I would love to go over there again. If there is anybody out there listening to my podcast that has any idea how I can get permission to go back into this building legally, please email me, mario@parasitech.com. That's PARASCITECH. I can try to look up the information, but it'd be easier to just get an email telling me, hey, you can definitely go in here, and it'd just be cool if anybody out there knows anything, please share, please do so. Also, if anybody wants to email me just to share their story, please email me. Again, that's mario@parasitech.com, PARASCITECH. I'd love to hear from you. So if there's anything you want to share, just feel free to shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to, look over them and just chit-chat. And if it's something really cool I can use for the show, then definitely, I can put it on the show. So that's it. It is getting late. My brain is starting to shut down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have an amazing day. If it's Friday for you, have a great weekend. Today's actually Cinco de Mayo for me. Well, actually, it's already 1 o'clock. So Cinco de Mayo is, hold on a second. See, I told you guys, and I haven't even been drinking. It is Cinco de Mayo now because it's 1 o'clock. It's going to be Saturday. So it is Cinco de Mayo. So maybe I should have a drink. Not a bad idea. Maybe I can go get a cold one after this show. Guys, you have an awesome weekend. Have a great day. Have a great work week. Thanks again, guys. Thank you for listening. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Take care.